Chapter 10, Section 3, Ellipses. At this time, pause the video to copy down all this information. Find the standard form of the equation of the ellipse, having the foci at -2, 2 and 4, 2, and a major axis length of 10. We know from the information given that this is going to be a horizontal ellipse because the change in the foci is in the x. That means that it is a horizontal ellipse. We know the distance from the first foci to the second foci is 6, which is the absolute value of -2 minus 4. Okay, that tells us that C equals half of that, or 6 divided by 2, or 3. We know the major axis is 10, and we know the length of the major axis is 2a, and that's equal to 10, so then we know that a equals 5. Okay, to do our standard form, we need one more thing. We need b, or more precisely, we need b squared. Well, we know that a squared minus b squared equals c squared. So we plug in the information we know. We know that a is 5, so that's 5 squared minus b squared equals c squared, and c is 3, so that's 3 squared. So that's 25 minus b squared equals 9. Subtract the 25, and negative b squared equals -16. Divide by -1, and b squared equals 16. From all the information we gathered, a is equal to 5, then that means a squared equals 25, and we've just found that b squared equals 16. We're now ready to plug into our formula x minus h squared over a squared plus y minus k squared over b squared equals 1. There is one piece of information that we don't have, and that is the center, HK. So the center, HK, is halfway between the two foci. Since we found out that C was equal to 3, we know we need to add 3 to the -2, 2, and we're only going to add it to the x. So that's going to be -2 plus 3 is 1, 2. So there's my center. Now I am totally ready to just plug into my formula. I know x minus h, that's my 1, squared over a squared, which I know is 25, plus y minus 2 squared, that's my k up here, over 16, that's what b squared is equal to 1. There's my standard form of my equation. Next, we're going to sketch a graph of an ellipse. Using the equation 9x squared plus 36x plus 4y squared minus 8y equals -4. What I did was I grouped the x's together, grouped the y's together, and moved the constant to the right-hand side. Now I'm ready to complete the square. So that's 9x squared plus 4x plus some number plus 4 times y minus 2y y squared minus 2y plus some number is equal to negative 4. Okay, half of 4 is 2. 2 squared is 4, so that's plus 4. But what I really added was 9 times 4, which is 36. So I add that to the other side. And on my other one, half of 2 is 1. 1 squared is plus 1. Okay, what I really added was 4 times 1, which is plus 4. Okay, now to simplify this down a little bit, that's 9 times x plus 2 squared plus 4 times y minus 1 squared. And that's all equal to, well, the negative 4 and the positive 4 cancel each other out and leave me with 36. Okay, to finish the equation, I need to divide everything by 36 because in our formula, the right-hand side is always 1. So I divide everything by 36. And that gives me the equation x plus 2 squared over 4 plus y minus 1 squared over 9 equals 1. There's the standard form. I now need to find all the information that I need to graph. We know that this is a vertical ellipse because the larger number is underneath the y. Okay, it's going to be easy to find points. The center is equal to negative 2, 1. And that comes from our h and our k. Our a is equal to the square root of 9, which is 3. And our b is equal to the square root of 4, which is 2. We're ready to start by graphing our center at negative 2, 1. And since we know it's vertical, we know it goes up 3 and down 3. It goes to the right 2 and to the left 2. And then we can make a sketch of our ellipse. Eccentricity is used to measure the ovalness of an ellipse. The eccentricity is equal to c divided by a. Okay, we want to find the center, the vertices, the foci, and the eccentricity of the ellipse given by 16x squared plus 25y squared minus 32x plus 50y plus 16 equals 0. As you can tell, I've already grouped my x's together and my y's together and moved the constant to the right-hand side. Now I just need to complete the square. So that's going to be 16x squared minus 2x plus some number plus 25y squared plus 2y plus some number is equal to negative 16. Okay, the first one, half of 2 is 1. 1 squared is 1. Now, just as I did previously, I have to take the number out front and multiply it times the 1, and that tells me that I add 16 to the other side. Okay, I do the same thing for the second one. Half of 2 is 1. 1 squared is 1, and I know I have to multiply 25 times 1, so I have to add 25 to the right-hand side. So that now gives me 16 times x minus 1 squared plus 25 times y plus 1 squared equals 25. Okay, I need to divide everything by 25 because I need to make the right-hand side equal to 1. And that gives me the equation of x minus 1 squared over 25 over 16 plus y plus 1 squared over 1 equals 1. Well, that tells me that A equals 5/4 and B equals 1. The only thing I need to find is C. And I know I can find C by taking A squared minus B squared equals C squared. So A squared is 25 over 16 minus B squared, which is 1, is equal to C squared. 25 over 16 minus 1 is 9 over 16. When I take the square root of both sides, C is equal to 3/4. Okay, so to find my center, I look at my H and K, so the center is going to be 1, -1. My vertices are going to be adding and subtracting A to the X coordinate. So that's going to be 1 plus 5/4, which is 9/4, and -1, and subtracting 5/4, which gives me -1/4 and -1. My foci, I'm going to be adding and subtracting C, which is 3/4. So that's going to be 7/4 and -1. And when I subtract, it's going to be 1/4 and -1. Okay, I've found the center, the vertices, the foci. The only thing I need to find is the eccentricity, which is C over A. So C, we said, was 3/4 over A, which is 5/4. Multiply the top and the bottom by the reciprocal of the denominator. The bottom divides out. In the top, the 4's divide out, and leaves me with an eccentricity of 3/5. The closer to 1, the closer I get to being a circle. Now we have special ellipses, which we call circles. And we have our standard form, x minus h in parentheses squared plus y minus k in parentheses squared equals r squared. Now we have a picture of a circle, and we want to write the equation. Well, the equation is real simple. We have our center at 3, 1. And our radius we see is 2. So all we have to do is plug into our equation x minus 3 squared plus y minus 1 squared equals 2 squared. Or when we simplify it, x minus 3 squared plus y minus 1 squared equals 4. Writing the equation of a circle given the center and the radius is very simple. All we have to do is plug into our equation that we found on the last slide. So that's x minus 2 squared plus y plus 3 squared equals 5 squared. Or x minus 2 squared plus y plus 3 squared equals 25. Okay, to add the translation of the equation of a circle, x squared plus y squared equals 16 by 5 units left and 4 units up. Well, it's easy to add the translations into our equation. That's going to be x plus 5 squared plus y minus 4 squared equals 16. Now we're ready to graph our equation. We know that our center is going to be at negative 5, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right there. And since we know r squared equals 16, we know the radius is equal to 4. So we just go 4 to the right, 4 up, 4 to the left, and 4 down. And just draw our circle. Okay, to graph this, first thing we'll need to do is complete the square. I've already put the equation and put the x's and the y's together and moved the constant to the right-hand side. So we're ready to get started. So we have x and x squared minus 8x plus half of 8 is 4 squared is 16 plus y squared minus 6y. Half of 6 is 3 squared is 9, so plus 9. And I have negative 16. Well, I can see I added 16 and I added 9. So that's going to be, factoring this, that's going to be x minus 4 squared plus y minus 3 squared equals 9. Now that we have our equation for our circle, we know our center is at 4, 3, and we know our radius is equal to 3. So we graph 4, 3, and then we move to the right 3, move to the left 3, move down 3, and move up 3. And we can sketch our circle.